I don't just talk about other people's stuff, I also make my own. Books in particular. To date, I have 4 books you can check out on Amazon. Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, Occult Mafia, Emerald of Maddox City, and the short story collection Assorted Absurdities, Tales of Kaiju Punk and Other Genres. Hop on down to the description for Amazon links to all 4 books. Enjoy whichever ones you read, and enjoy the video. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Omni viewer, and just gonna do a quick little review of this guy. Now, you may be looking at this and thinking, isn't that the Shogun Rodan? And some of you may have heard that and thought, what the heck is the Shogun Rodan? Well, here's a little backstory. Back in like the 70s and briefly into the 80s, Mattel had a line of figures called the Shogun Warriors, which basically was like this big crossover toy line with a bunch of different Japanese mecha from different anime and manga, as well as 2 kaiju, Godzilla and Rodan, which they didn't really look all that accurate. Godzilla and Rodan didn't, but thanks to scarcity after the line was ended, they became highly sought after collectibles. Recently, Super7, well, actually 2 years ago roughly, Super7 released a ReAction figure that recreated the Shogun Godzilla, which isn't very big, but is pretty darn accurate. And I was wondering if that meant they would be doing the Shogun Rodan as well, and here he is. It's pretty accurate as far as I can tell to the original figure, and of course it also demonstrates one of the greatest ironies of the line, that even though neither of these figures are technically accurate, the Shogun Rodan looks more like Rodan than the Shogun Godzilla looks like Godzilla. Anyway, enough about the Godzilla. How does the Rodan function? Well, the reason I'm doing an unscripted video is because there's not much to talk about. As you could tell when I put the Godzilla beside him, he's kind of short. But in terms of looking like the figure, it's not a bad recreation. And like I said, he's got the details that are recognizable as Rodan. He's got the double horns, he's got the abdomen spikes, the wings are kind of the right shape, and the red color technically is accurate to how he was perceived insofar as a lot of people thought he was red, just like a lot of people thought Godzilla was green. But otherwise, you can tell it's not exact. He doesn't have a tail, his eyes are a bit bugged out, and he's a bit wall-eyed, but otherwise, I guess you could say it's technically an ugly figure, but fascinatingly ugly in its own way. And articulation's not bad. The wings have a range of motion that's limited, but still works. Legs can turn, as you can see. The jaw can open, which is not common for these figures. Head can turn. Yeah, this is about what you would expect from the line, really. And when paired with his partner, this just feels right, doesn't it? I mean, I always thought the Shogun Godzilla looked kind of lonely just standing there, and now he's got a figure that actually looks good alongside of him. So, this figure just released, actually, the Shogun Rodan, and it just came out of nowhere, but I decided to pick it up, see if it was worth it, and considering you have to basically sell many internal organs in order to afford an original, this is the best alternative. So if you really want to have a Shogun Rodan, I would say this is your best option right now. It's, again, not the prettiest Rodan design, but for the collector, it is certainly interesting. And those are just my quick thoughts. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni viewer signing off. Congratulations, you reached the end. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to consider supporting us on Patreon. Of course, the other way to support us is to go to Amazon and check out our books, Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, The Occult Mafia, Emerald of Maddox City, and Assorted Absurdities, Tales of Kaiju Punk and Other Genres. Also check the description for links to DeviantArt and other platforms we operate. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.